Hello there everyone, this is iMark3 coming at you with a What You Doing video. My first in a while. But I got asked the question, and so I am doing a quick video on what I was doing at the time. The game in question is Gunfleet. It is a boat combat game. I was going to say a naval combat game, but that might not quite be the correct term. Gunfleet is a free-to-play game available on Steam and from directly the developer website, and it's inspired by the likes of War Thunder and World of Tanks and World of Warships and that kind of game, but it takes a slightly different spin on it because I think the closest analogue there is actually World of Warships. But the thing is, Gunfleet actually doesn't focus on the big stomping naval ships like the battleships and destroyers and carriers and things like that. No, Gunfleet focuses on the patrol craft. Those small coastal patrol ships and river patrols and things like that, which just wander around and try to keep things safe or inspect things or just act as little escorts or holding territories and blah blah blah, stuff like that. So the really small craft, the modified craft and things like that, because early on the early designs like this one is basically just a it's got a big fan on the back of its main engine, this one, but this is a Japanese water patrol craft, and as you can see it's basically just got a little gun standing on the top and then that's it. So yeah, and this early German escort ship is basically a small boat with a couple of gun turrets fitted to it, kind of thing. And yeah, these things look like they're half of them are civilian designs modified for actual wartime use. If I go into the actually I can't look. I can't look. Actually, I think some of the Russian ones are good examples. Let's go into that because I've still got the basic one of that. Let's check it. There we go. Russian heavy, yeah. So look, this is basically a cargo barge kind of thing, which has been modified with a couple of big cannons on it for water patrol duties. So yeah, there's a lot of craft which are not purpose-built warships. They're just the small homeland safety kind of deal. And yes, as you saw when I was getting into the appearance of this thing, it's actually modelled kind of like it's kind of like World of Tanks and stuff like that, as in you can upgrade your different parts of your ship, unlock new modules with your experience progression, and then you got to buy them and stuff like that. So that is basically what this game is about. You grind out the XP, you get the parts, and you don't see differences when you upgrade the modules and things, though the stats do change. But you do see your actual weapons getting changed on the ship itself. So if I go in here, yep, there's a back artillery cannon kind of thing there. And if I install the other weapon, the one I started with, and it's suddenly a enclosed machine gun turret. So yeah, you can actually see the weapons that you're installing as well. And some of the weapons, like here, you have to purchase separately to install them, and then they get added on. Like those barrels there, that's the depth charge system on this particular craft, so it drops those to blow things up. Except I can't hit anything with them. I've got them on several ships and I've never hit a single thing, so... No, wait, that's a lie. I think I blew myself up once with one of those. Yeah, I think that's the only thing I've hit. I think I've only hit myself with one of those. So yeah, I'm terrible with them. Something else this game does, which is a bit different, is it has these things. It has submarines. And that is the fourth ship class. It has light scout craft, which is generally really fast but really flimsy and not very well armed. It's got medium craft, which are a bit better, a bit heavier, a bit slower, more weaponry usually. And the different factions get different weapons. Like this German one has got a torpedo system fitted to it. If I fully upgrade this medium from the Russian line, it gets a rocket launcher, which is actually, I think, a bit overpowered at the moment. But yeah, look at this. Russian one is really slow, but it has lots and lots of weapons. While this medium one from the Germans is really quick, but it's only got a few weapon systems and things like that. And then the heavy, incredibly slow, but it's got this high explosive Rack 40 cannon on it right now. So that is actually very dangerous at long-range fire, and it's fairly durable. Just don't expect to win any speed races with this thing. And then you've got the submarines. Things like this is a Japanese submarine. It's really fast underwater. It carries a couple of torpedoes slung underneath it, and when it's on the surface, it's really slow, kind of thing. But the Russian variety, they have better deck guns usually. Their torpedoes are slightly worse, but they are faster on the surface than they are under the water. Though that said, they can be quite nippy. I really like the Tier 2 and Tier 3 ones. Since I've still got them, they are really nice. That's my only Tier 3 vehicle, this particular submarine. And then I made the mistake of guessing this thing, the Tier 4. This thing is a flipping brick. It is horrible to play with. I don't like this thing. It is just flipping awful. This is the only craft in this game I regret unlocking, the Tier 4 Russian submarine. And it really sucks. 9 times out of 10, this thing actually gets itself killed. It can't get out of its own way. But I was thinking of doing a separate video based just on this particular submarine and why it's a bad one. But yeah, I've not decided if I should actually try to do that or not. But if I have a look at this, well, if I get through that, I get a smaller submarine as my Tier 5, and it's got a pretty beefy cannon on it. So, you know, it might be worth it to get the Tier 5, but yeah. Anyway. The problem is Tier 5 is actually as high as you can go because this game is still in development. It says up to Tier 10 in the listings, but it's only got as far as some Tier 5s, and some factions have got different things, and I can't really show you the tech tree because it's hidden behind having to buy a new slot. So, yeah. Man, I intended to just send this straight into a couple of matches, but I've wound up talking about the game in general instead. Well, it is what it is. So let's actually go and try and find a match. Unfortunately, this game does actually have a very serious problem. And the problem is actually lack of players. So finding a match can be an issue. Also, most of the players you'll find will be Russian, by the way. Don't know if that matters or not to you, but it doesn't really to me. But it's still a question of a lack of players in general. So let's take a look. Oh, I'm in luck. I'm going to be a U-boat submarine in here. You can't be matched with anyone more than one rank above or below you, by the way. So the matchmaking is very exclusive like that. And the tiers don't really mean that much difference in terms of firepower and stuff like that. You can easily run rings around someone in a higher tier than you if you know what you're doing, in most respects. There are exceptions, of course, like that blasted Tier 4 submarine I've got. That thing can't really do much to the craft of a higher tier because it's just too slow. But yeah, that's the kind of thing. So yeah, as you can see, it's really small matches. It's got, in this case it's a 5v5. It matches the teams up fairly well. There can be different numbers of each type of craft involved. Like, I am the only submarine involved here. We've got a submarine, 2 mediums and 2 lights. They've got 3 lights, a medium and a heavy. But despite the difference in weight classes, I am... Well, this is still actually a really even matchup, because it could go either way. And that's one of the good things about this game. The different tiers don't mean an overwhelming difference in firepower and stuff most of the time. Though that said, there is of course premium currency and premium time, and this game does accept real money for parts and things, and it's got some real money, real world volume, and there's an enemy scout engaging our medium over there. Good luck to them. I think they're all going around that northern tip of the map, while most of us are going through the middle. Yeah, we are. So yeah, there is some elements of pay to win, but it's more like pay to have an advantage more than anything else. And I think we're about to get flanked by their lights, most likely. And we don't have a bead on any of their other crafts, so yeah. Let's just keep on moving. So yeah, you can get some advantage in things. You can get a tiny bit of premium currency. I think they're actually going to go for a cap here, unless they try to flank us. Oh, there's their heavy down there. Yeah, they're all going around that corner. And we're probably going to lose because they have done nasty things to us. Let's dive and hide. In a submarine, you aren't very tough, and you tend to be a priority target because you've always got torpedoes. So it's a good idea to hide if there's any chance of you actually getting noticed by the opposing team. And yeah, I think they are trying for a capture or something, I'm not quite sure. But yeah, there's the heavy, and you can see the big cannon shells going all over the place. Let's get my torpedoes out. Right click to lock on, so I get a targeting point, and then I will... He's not really moving, is he? Yep, fires and missiles. Goodbye, torpedo. He might die before I actually hit him, though. That's the thing. Nope, I hit him and killed him. There we go. He is dead. The enemy lights, though, they seem to be flanking us, so yeah. Submarines aren't really very durable crafts. And against the light, it's actually better if I try to use my machine gun because they are so mobile. So yeah. Also, you can only fire one weapon system at a time. So that is another balancing factor. If you have a lot of weapons, it just gives you choice, basically. And people like to ram it, but he's dead, so yeah. Okay, let's hide again. If you look at bottom left, submarines have got 3 modes. They run at periscope depth on the surface, or you can run underwater complete and you try to run around, but watch out for the bottom because the bottom of the water is a factor. And there's the white bar next to my depth gauge, which is how much air I've got. Submarines can't last more than a couple of minutes, really. And I think they're outright going for a capture, so let's... Oh, and I've been spotted immediately, so dive. Yeah, they're going for a capture to try and force us to do something. Let's get my torpedo out, let's lock onto you, and fire! Torpedo! That's going to hit the light, actually. Bang! And that's why people have a mixed opinion about submarines. They are basically... Ow, I took a cannon straight in the side. They are basically stealth hunter kind of craft, but they can't stand up to much. Like, this guy is tearing me apart with his cannons and things, so... You also get spotted really easily if you're close by, so... I can hide and it reduces the impact of their weapons, but I can't fire my machine guns while I'm under the water, so... Yeah. Slight drawbacks there. And he's going to try and chase me down and hit me with his guns. So there is definite skill in terms of how to play submarines. I think, yep, he's definitely trying to run me down. He wants me dead. He's looking the other way though, so surface. And fire. Oh, my gun's reloading. Darn it. Yeah, as I said, you can't reload while you're underwater. So, yeah. And he's using his rear-facing machine gun to try and finish me off. But my torpedo's reloaded, so... Enjoy! And dead. I love this little submarine. Unfortunately, it's full of holes if you see bottom left. So that means I'm flooding, and I've got to use my duct tape. So you've got consumables and things to try and patch up your individual systems. Also, down bottom left as well, you've got an engine overdrive, which basically gives you 50% more speed for a limited time because it builds up heat and then it'll overheat after a while. So, you know, it's a temporary speed boost, but it's really useful if you've got a craft that can actually do something with it. But I've got to get over here and I've got to hit the opponent so they stop capturing my base. And my medium is not really doing much, so I've got to do it. It falls to me. I've got to stay on the surface because I need the speed, and I've got to try and find him before our base zone is captured and just hit him with my gun. And that will reset the capture counter. You know what? Let's just fire, 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 fire. Where is he? Yes, I hit him. Okay, right. Captures reset. Now I can dive. So yes, he can't capture while I'm here doing this. He's got to do something about me. And I've set myself to depth mode, so that means I can try and dive further, but it's going to be a bit of an issue. So, oh, he's trying to hide in the smoke screen. Problem is, I know where you are, buddy, and my torpedoes have reloaded. And he's sitting there, so come on. Yep, you shouldn't be doing that, mate. You should be swinging around trying to escape. Last torpedo. Straight into him. Where's... Oh. Blast. And I messed up that torpedo completely because I was too deep, so it went straight under him. That means I need to actually engage him. And I'm going to dive again because I can't withstand any real firepower. and his guns are too good. But I've just got to stop him from capping because our allied medium knows where he is, and so our ally is just coming back to engage, basically. And let's go back up to periscope depth. As you can see, he's trying to blind fire into the water, trying to make sure I'm not right next to him, kind of thing. But I'm just keeping an eye on him, basically, and making sure he can't capture the base and win. So that's what this is boiling down to, unfortunately. And it's a shame I'm out of torpedoes. And it's a shame I messed up that last torpedo. It's ruined my image as a pro submarine player. And yeah, he's moving out to try and engage our medium now. He's realised I'm not going to let him capture the base. That poor guy. But yeah, it's a real shame really that this game doesn't have more players, because it's actually a fun little game. I've been enjoying it a lot ever since Hazerden's videos actually got me interested in it. So yeah, if you guys want to see some more stuff on this, yep, he's found me. Hello. Enjoy some bullets, and then I'm just going to cheekily dive again, so bye-bye. If you want to say hello, there we go. Have some bullets on me and then I'll just run the hell away because I'm a submarine. I can't take you in a straight fight. And there we go, magazine's empty, just hide again. Yeah. I can't do anything to kill him, really. I'm relying on our medium for that, or I'm just going to pick him apart a piece at a time. And he is trying to hunt me down now, so yeah, dive, 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 get the hell out of the way. Bye-bye. I'm hiding. And this is why I like the submarines. You can just do silly little things like this. Like, he's trying to get me, but I'm running around on the sea floor right now, so... Oh, I'm actually about to start suffocating. Look at the bottom left. My air bar is flashing red, and it's about to go down, so I've got to surface, or I'll start taking steady damage like that. Yeah. If your air runs out, you start taking a lot of damage really quickly, so it's generally a bad thing. Ugh. So yeah, I've got to get clear. I can't do much, but I've got to recharge my oxygen, and I don't know what the hell our medium is doing over there. He's just sitting there basically. Has he got stuck on the rocks? No, he's actually moving. He's actually coming over, so yeah, I don't know what the hell he's doing, but the fact is that we need his firepower. He should have realised by the fact I've not torpedoed this guy that I actually can't right now. But yeah, this is a very nice little support craft game, and it's normally got pretty quick matches, kind of thing. Like, hello there, and I'm going to start firing at you. If you're firing, of course, you become more noticeable. In terms of real money transactions, you can get some special modules which are more effective and boost your craft in a few ways, but it's by percentage, so generally it's not really an issue, I don't think. And time over, actually, did we win that? Did we lose? I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, the match time is pretty short as well. I think we might have won that. Or, I'm not too sure. Did we win? Did we lose? Did we what? It was a draw, because both sides were still alive, so yeah. Formidable. Inflict most damage in the match, and... Daring. Destroy 4 enemy ships. First time I've got that one, but apparently I killed 4 of the enemies, so... I know a few of those were just flat out torpedo strikes, but let's have a look. 1,743 damage. One of the other heavy got close, but not as much. But I got flat out 4 kills, so yeah. That went really well. Torpedoes, 3 of them hit, so that was 3 of the kills, and then I killed that light craft with a gun as well, so basically I was the murderer of that game, because I killed 4 people. They only got 2 kills, what? They got 2 kills, but 3 of us died, so that means 1 of us managed to kill themselves or got killed by an ally. I think. I'm not entirely sure. But anyway, yeah, a fun little naval combat game. Take your little patrol boats around and blow stuff up or get blown up. I just wish there was more players involved, because it could really, really do with more players. Plus it's a free-to-play, so if you want to take a look, there's nothing wrong. There's no entrance fee or anything like that. Gold here, just gives you some new modules and things, like you can fit 3 additional modules, and they're 1,000 apiece. And as you can see, look, it's like 10% boost to something, basically. If possible, pops the water out of some compartments, so that's makes it slightly easier to stay afloat. Increased detection range, better reload speed. So yeah, it's slight boosts, but as I said, the tiers and things don't really mean that much. It's a measure of general quality of the boat, but lower tiers can take on higher tiers without too much trouble. Ooh, that's a good one. Oxygen recycler. That's good. So yeah, pay to enhance, not pay to win, because you can pay for stuff and it doesn't do that much. Actually, hang on. If I remember correctly, yeah, actually, there is a slight pay-to-win version here, which is you can get premium ammo, but it's a different kind of ammo. Like this one, I could fit my gun out with incendiary shots if I paid a little premium currency, and this would help set targets on fire more often. But if I'm looking at this right, yeah, it's not as good at armor penetration, so less raw damage, more burny. And I think it's a similar story with torpedoes. Yeah, the torpedoes are more straight. They just flat out do more damage. 463 sounds like a lot, but it's not really. 463 is not a lot. Most boats can withstand that. It's nasty, yes, but not super nasty. Plus, I'm looking at a tier 4 submarine anyway, so let's go on with tier 3. 357, 463, yeah, basically the same stuff. Same deal. That kind of thing. And then there's also a camouflage system as well. You can buy camouflage for different terrains, which is a flat out 5% less visible. So that's a slight bonus there as well, but as soon as you start firing, you get detected anyway, and 5% doesn't mean much. It really doesn't mean much. Most of your premium currency goes into things like decals and emblems and things like that, so I can put little things on the side of my craft kind of thing. Or I could put a different flag on it, like, yeah, all these different nation flags. Or I don't even know where these flags are from, so... Oh, look, hello. There's a skull and crossbones flag. I'm a pirate. Yes. There's all sorts of little things in here, but I'm not going to buy any of that because I can afford a new module. So yeah, you get drip fed a little of that, but it's better to buy it. And it's actually really cheap as well, so it's not going to cost you much. Like I could buy a new module in this game for basically, I think it's about 60 pence. Yeah, one new module is about 62 pence if I was to go with that. So it's not very greedy at all. It's very cheap for most of the thing, and the advantages are slight. So definitely not a pay to win. But anyway, gonna call it there because I've shown you a quick match in a submarine. I've talked your ears off about the game, and I've covered what I was doing at the time as well. So yeah, I think that's a good point to call it there. This has been Iron Mark III. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the show and this little submarine boat race kind of thing, because my APSS actually did pretty well there. I do like this little submarine. Yeah. And I'll catch you all some other time. See you all later. I really don't like how this one handles at all. It's a flipping brick in water.